Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and today I am going to be reviewing this cordless resin rotary tool. Resiners reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in reviewing this, and I said yes. I will let you know that I had opened this up and I had tried out a few things just to familiarize myself with it. I just didn't want to open up the box and not know what the heck I was doing. But I did want to show you how it does come packaged. So this is what the box looks like. It's this comes very well packaged. You do get some sandpaper, and I will talk about what kind you get, the grit. It comes in a nice little carrying case, which is really nice. Okay, we will go through and I will talk about what kind of sandpaper you get. The sandpaper you get 2 of each. You get, and the higher the number, the finer the sandpaper is. Okay, the lower the number, the coarser it is. So it starts off with 2 sheets of 320 grit, 2 sheets of 600 grit. You get 2 of 800 grit, 2 1000 grit, 2 1200 grit, 2 2500 grit, 2 3000 grit, 2 5000 grit, 2 7000 grit, and 2 8000 grit. And it says it can be used for grinding / polishing the surface of large areas of your resin pieces. It doesn't say if it is wet, dry, because you get some sandpapers that if you get it wet, it'll kind of fall apart. But so yeah, you get that. Also in this kit, and we'll go through it a little more in depth, you get 10 drill bits. You get a 0.8 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1.2 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, 1.8, 2.0, 2.2, 2.5, 2.8, and 3 millimeter. So that's really good. So you get 10 of those. You get 4 collets, 1.2 millimeter, 1.8, 2.4, and 3 millimeter. You get 2 sanding bands, a large and a small sanding band with 2 sandpapers. I'll show you how that works. You get 5 grinding wheels. You get 4 wool felt head polishing. It's polishing the surface of resin and can be used with polishing paste. And you get the wool felt wheel. You get 4 of those, 2 small, 2 large. We will go into that and I will show you. It comes packaged like this. It is rechargeable. I did recharge it or charge it up before I did this. That's why this is opened. It's a USB-C cord to charge. So that's really nice. It comes shipped like this, so it is protected. So I'm just going to run through the quick basics really quick and show you how this works. To charge it up, you have the charge port at the bottom. Okay, and we'll go through and see what it says here. I think it's got 5 speeds too. To turn it on, you hold the start button for 2 seconds. And then you got a speed adjustment. You press it again to adjust the speed, and you have an indicator light, a white indicator light. It will light up at the same time. So you got 1 through 4. The light will flash, okay, and it will increase with each step. The 5th gear, this light will stay on, okay. To turn it off, you hold this little button down for 2 seconds. To charge it, when you're charging it, this little light right here will flash twice continuously, and then once it's completely charged, the light will go off. So, to turn it on, before we get into anything, I want to make sure everything is secured. To tighten everything, you want to hold this button down, make sure everything's tight. So to turn it on, you're going to hold this down for 2 seconds. And then you're going to hit it again for the next speed. Next speed. Next speed. And that's the 5th. And then you're going to hold it for 2 seconds to turn it off. Okay. These are your felt heads, and this is for polishing. Okay, you get 4 of those. Different sizes, different shapes. And then these are your felt wheels. You get 2 large and 2 small. These are your felt wheels. These are for polishing. They also provide a polishing paste. I think it's a 2000 grit polishing paste. I personally use, because I do have a Dremel. I don't use my Dremel a lot because to me, it's really heavy. And I do have joint problems due to my Crohn's. So my joints tire real quick holding that Dremel. So I don't use it a lot. So this is really good for me because it's really light and I'm not fumbling with the cord. So that is a really big plus for me. So this is the kind of polish that I use when I do polish. It's not often I use the Dremel for polishing, but what I'm really going to like it for is the grinding wheel and the bits. And we're going to go through that in a minute, but I want to show you how this stuff works. So in order to change the collets, and you have 4 collets here, and I like how they have this little foam insert for your collets. They're not going to fall out, and they're not going to be just rolling around in the kit. You're going to press this button down, and then you're going to turn it to loosen that up. Okay. And then you also have a collet that comes inside. And the collet it's to hold these in place. And they're different diameters. Each one has a different diameter. So, to explain the sandpaper wheel, I'm going to pull the large sandpaper wheel out. It's like rubber, and it's got like a little screw on top. We'll show how that works. And then you get the sand disc. It's just sandpaper. And it slides on. I'm going to show how it works before I put it on there. It slides on and off, okay? See? Now, in order to keep that on, because you don't want the sandpaper to go flying off when you turn this on, you have a little wrench, and you have that little piece there, and there's a little screw, okay? And you're going to tighten that screw up just a little bit. You don't have to, strip it or anything like that. Just want to tighten it up. And then once you tighten that up, that sandpaper is not coming off, okay? So when you do put it in here, and I'll put it in and show you. When you do put it in there, that sandpaper is not going to just go zipping up across the room or actually injuring you, because this goes fast. To get the sandpaper off or to change to a fresh piece, you're going to put that in there, and you're going to loosen that screw up just a little bit, and then loosen up enough to get it off. And then that sandpaper is going to it's going to pull off. Okay, so you push it on, and then you're going to tighten the screw, and then that sandpaper is not coming off. That is really important, okay? When you're doing this, you don't want that flying off. I'm going to loosen it, and then I'm going to pull the sandpaper off. Okay? And then just to make sure you don't lose that little screw, I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit so it's not loose in there. But the small one works exactly the same way. You have that little screw in there. And that is how you keep the sandpaper from flying off and zipping off across the room when you turn it on. So that is really important to know that. That's why I wanted to point that out. Even though I'm not going to be using the sandpaper on this, I really wanted to point that out. Okay, since I have this out, well, we're going to go into something else because this all works the same way. So now you need to find the right size collet. okay, for the piece you're going to do. We'll work our way from a drill piece to a sanding piece. Now I have some little metal eyelets here. So I got the drill bits. I already opened them up. And they're going to feel oily because they were machined. You get 10 of them. So you're just going to find the size that you want. And like I said, they come in, I already told you the sizes they come in. So I'm interested in the small ones. So I'm going to put these bigger ones up here. I'm not interested in these right now. See, and this one's kind of big. This one's kind of big. So you got these 4 smaller ones. Okay. So I'm probably going to go with this one here. So whatever size this one is. It's the small one. So now I'm going to need a collet to hold that. I'm probably going to use this one because it's got the smaller opening. You can always test to see if it'll fit in there. Maybe not. Maybe that one's too small. So we'll go up to the next size up. And I like how they have a little spot here to hold the one that actually came in the rotary thing. Okay, so that one fits in there. Okay. So I'm going to sit this in here, the collet in there. Now you have this piece that screws over the top. And I'm just going to lightly get it started. I haven't pressed that button yet. I'll take this and I'm going to set it in the center of that collet. Okay. And I'm going to put it down in there. And I'm going to press the button. And now I'm going to tighten this. You want to tighten it. Okay. Because you don't want that coming out when you turn this on. So now that's in place. I'm going to grab one of these little things I already have made. It's not finished yet, obviously. I'm going to close that up to keep the dust from flying in there. And I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn to the lowest setting, which is, I'm just going to turn it on. 2 seconds. Okay. You really want to hold on to this. And you want to come in where you feel you want to put your little thing. And you really want to hold on to this here, because it could skip. Now I'm going to turn it off. And let me get a pair of pliers. See if I can get this started. I don't know if I went down far enough. Probably not. Let me go down a little bit further. I'm going to turn it on again. Turn it off. Now let me try that again. You don't want to tighten these up too tight because they will break. These little eyelet things. I get them from Amazon. Just want to tighten it up enough. That's good. And usually I would secure it with some E6000 or some UV resin. That's how easy that is to put that in there. Okay. Now, I have a bunch of resin here. Okay. I don't want that going airborne. So I'm going to get some alcohol. You'll spray that on the paper towel. Not on there, because if you try to spray that, it'll poof. I'm just going to pick it up with that paper towel, because I don't want it going airborne. I'm going to show you what I wear when I do this. Just don't have it on right now, but if you're going to do this, okay, usually I will use a wet, dry sandpaper for resin, and the wet, dry sandpaper will keep the resin from going airborne. So, but if not, what I do, I'll show you. I wear this. It's for sanding, and it's got this kind of filter in there, and it just prevents you from breathing in the resin. And I have a respirator that I wear when I'm mixing my resin, and it's for VOCs and all the other stuff. This one's good for, they say it's good for to use mixing resin or whatever, but I basically got it for particles. So just putting that out there. I want you to protect your lungs. So in order to get this off, you're going to press the button, okay? And you're going to turn. You hear the click. You're going to keep the button pressed. And you're going to loosen that, okay? And then you're going to pull that out. I'm going to put these back in their little case. So they don't get lost. But I love this little thing here. I love it. I can keep it right next to my desk, right to my workstation, next to my workstation. And everything is contained. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to work with the polishing wheel, not the grinding wheel. So obviously I'm going to have to change my collet. So I already loosened that up. So that's going to come off. I'll set that down. That's going to come out. I can go in there. Now I need to find a collet that fits my little grinding wheel. So I think it's that one there. Yeah. So I think it's the largest one. And you just want to see if it fits. It does. So it's a secure fit. So again, I'm going to set that on there. I'm going to take this little thing here and I'm going to get it started. Okay. I'm going to put the little grinding wheel in there. Press it down. Hold the button down. And you're going to tighten it up. Okay. And now it's in there. You want to make sure that's tightened down. So what I have now is I have this. And there's some loose little bits on there, whatever. And I'm going to grind that down to where you don't see any of that. I'm having a hard time showing it. Let me get my paper. See that piece? I'm going to grind that down, but I am going to wear my respirator because I do not want to be breathing that in. So I'm going to hold it in my hand securely and we'll go from there. I don't know if you can hear me. Let's see. Can you hear me with my respirator on? I don't know. Well, I'll try and talk through it. But I'm going to hold this in my hand. Hold this. Keep on it. I'm going to turn it on. And now I'm just going to grind. I'm going to spray this down, and I'm just going to wipe up the little bit of resin, the particles, just to keep it from going in the air before I take off my respirator. So, let me clean that off a little bit. It's no longer sharp. And it looks good. And it's ready for one of the lights that I put in there. Looks really good. That did a really good job. So yeah, so now I'm going to, I can't stress how important it is to protect your lungs with respirators and stuff like that. So you don't want to be grinding and sanding resin without wearing something. So I'm going to push the button, unscrew that, take that out, and I'm going to put it back in its little spot, and this gets set in there. I really like this. I like how compact it is. Got your little charging thing here. And what I do is I got these little Velcro. They're Velcro zip ties, basically. The cord things, whatever. I just cut them in half. And then I just wrap my cords, because I don't like those little plastic things. And I just wrap it around like that, and it keeps the cord from opening up and doing what it wants. It goes in there. And then this, if you want, you can put it back. I probably won't keep that. And then you got your sandpaper. Well, that don't go in there, but I'll keep that in there. You got that. I really like this. What I like about it, I hope I showed how for people who aren't familiar with how these work. I know I wasn't. I'm still learning. But I didn't know what these were called. These colettes. I didn't know that there were different sizes or anything about the stuff. You know, I didn't know, like, the sanding drums. I didn't know how to attach these. I had to, look it up and figure it out myself. Or how I didn't know if I showed how the felt wheels work. You get this, you have the little, looks like a screw on the end. And then you would just screw that on until it reaches that thing. You find the collet that it fits in. I don't know which one it fits in. Probably the one I have in here. And then you would put a little bit of, if you want to polish up your piece, you'd put a little bit of this paste or the flitz or whatever kind you like. Put it on there a little bit and use this to polish it. The same thing goes with these felt, what are they called? I don't even know what they're called. The felt, what are they? The wool felt heads. Same thing goes with that, with the polishing. But that's how you get that on there. You just screw it on. I didn't use my Dremel that often because, like I said, I would get hand fatigue from using it. And I like this. I like how light it is. I like that there's not a cord hindering me. I mean, I'm not doing big show pieces here. I'm doing little pieces, and this really saves my hand, my joint and stuff like that. I really like it. I like how compact it is. I like how everything is in its place. I don't know if you noticed, but when I craft and record, I try to keep my area tidy. I just if I get too much stuff laying around, I get overwhelmed. So this to me is really nice how compact it is, and I like it. I like it a lot. So hopefully I showed a little bit about how this works, how to change the sanding wheels or drums or whatever these are. What are these called? Sanding bands, that's what they're called. How to change those, the difference in the drill bits and how to use that. What this is for. This is not only to unscrew that, but this you can also use to tighten your little thing down. This here. You can use it to do that if you need the help. I just hand tighten it. But yeah, I really like it. I like everything that comes with it. If you're interested in this, I will have links for everything in the description box, so make sure you check that out. In the meantime, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Your likes and your comments really help my channel. To my subscribers, I truly appreciate you. I could not do this without you. You guys have a great day and God bless. Bye.